child is dying every 3 seconds as a result of extreme poverty.
1.02 billion go to bed hungry every night.
11 million children under the age of 5 die every year because of poverty. That equals to half the population of Australia.
I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was homeless and you took me in. This is what is going to be asked of us.
One heart with a million voices. One day it could all be gone. Hold on to the words they told us. Hold on to it all, my son. Oh, 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 oh.
One Heart Kenya is now home to 40 orphan and abandoned kids. From an initial idea 5 years ago to transform the lives of children and provide them with hope for a bright future, we can now see the reality of it. Although it's a large family, each child is still special to us, and each child has come from their own difficult background. From the age of 4, Sharon Shavuli faced a life of hopelessness and despair. Her mother had died, leaving her in the care of a drunkard father, along with her 3-month-old sibling. The whereabouts of that child is no longer known, or if she even survived. Sharon was found by local villagers sleeping on the street, and sadly it's believed she was abused and raped by local drunkards. On several occasions she was sleeping at the gates of the One Heart homes, but technically we weren't allowed to take her in. It was this that prompted us, through our social workers, to contact the village chief and arrange the necessary legal requirements for us to be able to take her into our care. Now she's one of the happy children, one of the smiling faces that form part of the One Heart family. James Jugunu is around 5 years old. Sadly, his actual birth date isn't known. His parents were only around 14 years old themselves, both street kids that both had a life of hopelessness. His mother recently died, leaving him in the care of his father, who was unable to even take care of himself. And in no time, James was abandoned to the street, left to fend for himself. Sadly, this is the reality faced by millions of street kids around the world. Fortunately, James was picked up by some other foreign aid workers and taken to a local street kids shelter, where he was provided with a place to sleep and a meal to eat. This is where we crossed paths with James and were able to take him into our care at the One Heart homes. He too is now part of the One Heart family. We've had the privilege of seeing all of these kids' lives change for the better. From one of hopelessness and despair to one full of smiles, with a family and education and friends to play with. As you can imagine, with a family of 40 kids, everyone has to pull their weight. So the kids get involved, help with the washing, help with the food, and help tend to the farm. The farm itself is a great success. We now have 3 cows, 2 of which are in calf, so soon we'll have 5 cows producing milk for the homes. In addition to the cows, we now have around 400 chickens. We're well on our way to build up to a 1,200 head chicken farm. These chickens will produce several hundred eggs per day, which can be sold in the local market, but more importantly can provide a healthy and nutritious diet for the kids, both the eggs and the meat. Over the years, we've been able to see a dry and barren property transformed into a lush and fertile farm. These crops are used to feed the children and also sell the excess in the market. Over the last couple of years, Kenya has been experiencing quite an extensive drought. During this time, we were able to plan ahead with several water-saving initiatives. This included a pump and well, a large header tank to be able to store the water, and some irrigation channels through the property to make sure we're getting the maximum benefit out of our fertile land. One of the key goals of One Heart is to create an environmentally sustainable village. This would serve 2 purposes: to be able to educate the children on the importance of preserving the environment, but also to be able to lower our energy costs by generating our own electricity saving water and generating our own food. The One Heart family has now grown to also employ around 14 people. It's a wide range of staff, including parents to farmhands, cooks, cleaners, managers, social workers. It's a big organisation which has a sole purpose of improving the lives of our 40 children. We're continually trying to improve the environment in the homes through different ideas such as installation of studies and computers with webcams, where at some point we'll be able to provide a link back to a local school in Australia. The installation of a large adventure playground becomes the heart of the home where the kids are free to run and play. In addition to these projects, there's always the ongoing maintenance. As you can imagine, in a home with over 40 children and 14 staff, there's always going to be a lot of work involved to keep it up to scratch. But now, with the success of the current homes, we look to build a new home, to build a new school, and create the start of the One Heart Village. In the year ahead, we're starting to work on the construction of the new One Heart School. In the short term, we have already started the One Heart Nursery, which operates out of the current homes. Here we're able to provide our children the best education possible and ensure that each child gets individual time with the teacher, one-on-one, so we can ensure each child's development is progressing well. As One Heart continues to grow, as we see more children's homes established, staff grow and our workload increase, we're always reminded of the key focus of why we started all this. To transform the lives of orphaned and abandoned children, to lift them out of poverty and give them hope for a brighter future.